Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Screen Blast. We're talking about Sonic 3 again, the legacy discussion. Because we already talked about it once. What the hell is that? Hey, it's me! Get out of here! Oh, shit. I'm trying to close the cap. I did now. I have a hard time opening it up. Alright. But yeah, we're talking about Sonic 3 again. Because recently I've seen the movie for a third time. And I saw it in ScreenX, and there was some like funny shots.
First, how many times and what theaters have you seen this in now? Explain that, because you've seen it.
I saw it, the first time I saw it was in a regular digital theater, because the Prime Theater was only for the fan event, that was like earlier in that day.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock for fans.
Yes. And most of us...
On a work day.
Most of my lads were available, because we were trying to see it together, most of my lads were available at night. So, and the only one that was available at 7 was, like, on a regular digital theater. And then, like, the one, they, like, added a Prime theater at 6. But that was, like, late. They didn't, like, I purchased tickets, like, a month ahead of time. That was not, they probably, like, did that last minute.
Yes.
And I was pissed. I was like, fuck! I had a Prime theater at 6. But, like, we already saw the movie, and we have a good time. And then I went all the way to DC to watch the movie in 4DX, which is very fun. All those, watching the movie, all those gimmicks.
That's but 4DX, again, just to remind people, that is the feature of seat movement. That is you get the mist, which from DC gives you the nice unfiltered air, or water, and then you get air.
Piss. You
get air blowing at you, too. So,
yes.
yeah, you get all of the features.
Air,
you get the Avatar effect.
Air, COVID air. Because it's like, it's from coughs of their employees. Piss. And you get moving seats, ankle ticklers, smoke effects, all that.
Yeah. Vibration.
It goes right up your bum.
Oh, dear Lord. Not my seat. But
I didn't get that feature.
Wait, that was a feature? But after that, so you went to that one, and then this was the third.
And then ScreenX, which is, the screen is like on 3 sides of the, like, on...
You get 3 panels.
Yeah. You get the middle one, left and right. It's projecting on the left and right. The extra footage on the left and right. You are, like, everything on the middle screen is what you would see in, like, a basic IMAX showing and stuff.
Yeah. And again, ScreenX does a really good job. I think the optical illusion is great, because you get a sense of, like, oh, where's the special? And then it appears, like, oh, God. Oh, yeah. Shit. Like, and so it's really cool.
Well, maybe even cooler if they can, like, project the ceiling, but that's probably too much for them.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were extending, like, the footage, like, an IMAX footage, but, like, I found out, you know, you'll see later, but they make special, like, ScreenX cuts, and they will, like, extend the footage themselves. By themselves, I mean the company will make a special extended version for ScreenX theaters. And, and that's the reason they also don't have the feature on for the whole time in any movies.
Right.
It only turns on during special times of the movies, of action times. The first time we saw it as a group, and the first time I saw ScreenX, was Godzilla vs. Kong. And that was cool because the ScreenX gimmick, well, it started at the beginning of the movie, but it was very brief. And then it turned off for a while. But then as soon as they went to the underworld, or the Hollow Earth or whatever, that's when it turned on again. And I was like, okay, that's a cool transition.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I saw Sonic 3 in ScreenX. And I enjoyed it.
Wait. But Alien Romulus also used it very sparingly.
Yes.
Very sparingly. So we got
They used it very well, too, though.
They did. But we saw the balance of both, where they used it sparingly but well in Romulus. But they used it more often for different set pieces, CG set pieces in Godzilla Kong.
I also saw Deadpool and Wolverine in it.
How did they manage?
They used it in most of their action sequences. They used it. They used it very well.
Cool. So now, tell us the tale of Sonic 3, Mark.
Okay, so yeah, I had to see it in ScreenX. It like a lot of the shots was like really fun in ScreenX, and
he's made a discovery, ladies.
Yeah, a lot of shots, because like they definitely extend the footage after the fact, like after production. So like because like when you see like actors like off screen and they're like on the ScreenX projection, like on the sides, like you can assume they're using extra footage.
Yes.
But like for the CG characters, they probably like put away all the tools to like fully animate them. For like some of them, they look kind of like either stiff or not moving, or like very derpy, or like sometimes I guess they just have extra animation for them. Like it does look actually good.
You would say unfinished.
There's a really you're about to see a really unfinished looking one.
Let's
later. So I recorded. I brought my camera. I recorded like it's a minute long of derpy ScreenX footage. Not all of it. I just recorded like the weird moments. And one cool moment is like when the lights go out. But like all the weird moments of ScreenX. And it looks funny. And by the way, I only did this because like I was the only one in the theater because the theater wasn't booming because snow.
Yeah.
And there was like only 2 other guys in the theater, and they were just like in a seat above me. They were quiet. I didn't really care.
It's like, who cares?
Yeah. They probably couldn't see me anyway recording with the camera.
If they did, they were going to tell on you. You're going to tell on you.
But I was worried about that. I was like, don't tell me, please.
But as you can see, this is another example of, again, looking at the ScreenX angle. It's like you see that there's the left panel.
Oh, yeah.
And then the main panel where it's not as highlighted, but you still get an extra expansion that you wouldn't have expected, just for audiences that don't know about it.
By the way, this video is unlisted and privated. Also, I'm probably going to delete it afterwards, so you can't really... I know we were watching this on YouTube, but I'm just going to delete the people. Okay. You can find it on my Twitter, social medias, K9 Biscuits, Blue Sky, K9 Biscuits on
That's
Twitter.
K9 BISKUTS.
Blue Sky and Twitter.
Hey, you know what? I'll ask the questions, New Hedgehog. Who are you?
Knuckles is like not animated.
He's just
standing.
Yeah, it's just standing.
Why do you look like me? Listen.
Like this one looks good. This one they probably have extra animation.
For a second and come.
You said what?
No, that one looks good because
I was gonna say this is so you're showing this is like good and bad. This is well done.
Oh, it's lower quality later. This one was look cool. When the city goes out, everything goes out, and then like it's just a single screen comes on.
You're right.
Nice.
I should be more trusting.
Look at the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They just sort of he can't move, but they sort of just move over to the left. So like rewind it a bit.
I saw the shadow, like where his eye, the center of his eyes just moved to the left.
Yeah. I should be more trusting.
Here's the extra footage I talk about. Like, look at Robotnik. Like he's mouthing something. That's like just an extra tape.
Yes.
All right. Here's the one where the models start becoming lower quality.
Okay.
Keep going.
I was just separating so that we get back full screen, not split.
Okay.
You were right about one thing.
Yeah, he's kind of sitting there.
He just looks like his mouth. Like you see this right here. It's like,
I think we're about to get to the crowning achievement of this. It's just like the derpy lower quality Sonic model. It just like it looks so ugly. And dude, his face engulfs the right side of the screen.
Oh dear Lord!
Not this. You're about to see it, so keep playing.
This whole mess is my fault. I've been.
Dude! When I first saw it, I was like, ah!
No way! What the hell is that? What the fuck is that?
I was like, you can see my reaction. I was like, just looking at the other side, like, what the fuck? What is that? Wait. What is that thing? That's not Sonic.
All right, I gotta put playback speed at quarter speed. Here we go.
Oh, dude, I'm playing the back of my eyelids now. You're gonna make it slower. It's like next to it. He's like next to, and you're like looking at this right next to well-animated Shadow.
Well-animated Shadow and Sonic looks terrifying. Oh my god.
Go back to normal speed. All
right. Jesus.
Dude, you'll like see the shape of his body.
Surrounded by rage, I thought I had no choice.
Oh dear Lord. And his jump's just right on the screen.
His arms are so skinny!
Oh my god.
You always have a choice.
This is what, like, after I saw it, it's like, I need to record this. Oh. I need to record this. That derpy Sonic.
Making the right one.
Derpy Super Sonic.
It goes from well animated to PS2 graphics.
Oh yeah.
Like so quickly.
And like one more derpy Shadow. It was a quick one.
This again, I think they got Knuckles. They got Knuckles pretty well.
That one's just still. It's not moving.
Just still.
You always have a choice.
Oh, we gotta go.
Oh yeah, go back to that Sonic. Oh my god. Oh! Yeah, dude, it's a big fucking screen too. I'm just like, just looking at the right side of the screen, like, what the fuck is that?
It's more terrifying that it's looking at the crowd. So like, you imagine,
it's about to eat us.
I would have loved if I could go back in time. If I had at least 10 like different like time things to go back in time, I would take one of them to opening night to see how kids reacted to that. Because I know there are a few of them fucking scared. This is their memory. There's going to be kids that are going to be like, remember?
There's kids who saw us on ScreenX for the first time, man.
They're going to be like, remember when Sonic looked scary? It's like, no one will remember it except for you and like a handful of people.
Dude, I want to see the adults fucking laughing at the shit. Dude, look at fucking Sonic, how ugly he fucking looks.
Just like, oh my god. Jesus God. Dude, he looks... And then you get full size, then you get full on, you get...
His hands!
His
hands!
hands!
Look at his hands!
You get junk. You get it all. They really didn't know how to fucking... They didn't know what to do with this. I mean, my god.
It's not that they didn't know what to do with it, they just didn't have the tools.
No. But, guys, if you go to ScreenX, you can get experience. You get experiences like that. Oh my god, dude.
Like, I knew
By the way,
was like...
Please,
because like, this is all going to be going about it.
Sorry, you're going to make this the thumbnail, right? You're going to make, like, somewhere in this face, you're going to make this, like, the thumbnail, right? Like...
I can do that. We can, like...
Oh my god. It almost looks as bad as... It doesn't look as bad as Sonic Adventure, but, like, it looks close.
No, it's not. Sonic Adventure doesn't look bad. It's fitting for what it is.
For what? Okay, yes, for what it is. But like,
yeah, I'm saying it looks almost close to the first Sonic trailer.
Okay.
First Sonic trailer, Sonic. You remember that?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Never forget. Yeah. But this was a good behind the scenes type shit because my god, that's incredible.
That's funny.
Some good shit, man. And you know that's the type of shit that you can find with K9 Biscuits on the chase here. He's the movie man himself, you know.
It was that moment I had to record it. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Just on what the fuck?
And it's big on the fucking screen. That's a fucking big screen right there. I'm just like looking at my right side.
Yes.
No, you can't miss it.
No. You gotta feel them, you know.
And that's why I was like calling you. I was like, dude, I saw Sonic 3 and ScreenX and I swear, Sonic looks derpy as fuck. I gotta get my. I forgot. I haven't showed this to my roommate yet. I'm gonna get her a reaction like after we do this podcast. But yes,
that's golden.
But this was this was fun because I went to see it a fourth time to like just to record this.
Absolutely, man.
I'm gonna. Sonic 3 is a great movie, but I'm good. I'm good on it.
Yeah,
I'm good on it for now.
I remember I watched.
After this, I'm just buying a DVD and that'll be it.
I remember I watched. It's like Mario, where it was like I watched Mario like 5 times in theaters, and I was like, I didn't get tired of it, but I was like, I'm good.
I ended up seeing it 5 times. I only ended up seeing it 2. How'd you end up seeing it 5 times? I only ended up seeing it 2, and that was to show my roommates.
I saw it myself once. No, we saw it all together, right?
Yep.
We saw it all together. Then I saw it myself again. Then I saw it with my family. Then I saw it again. And then I saw it right before it left theaters because we were talking. Remember we were talking about like this thing made a fucking billion. I was like, I need to see this right before it leaves because it was still in theaters like late summer. If you remember.
I just bought the. I have the Blu-ray for like.
Yeah, you had it like once it hit. Like I remember because you had to do the. Didn't you have an issue with that with Walmart anyway? Or was that a different movie I was thinking of?
Different movie.
Different movie. Yeah, you've had a ton of adventures where, you know, either they'll fuck up or whatever shit'll happen. So, yeah. I think that covers it. Man, we had a busy day today of recording.
Oh yeah.
Fuck!
The fuck you drop?
Everything. But Mark, you can kick us out. You can kick everyone out of here. This was.
Is that how you want to talk about Sonic and ScreenX? I think we probably already said everything in the original review.
I think. Oh, the last thing I wanted to talk about briefly. Honestly, if you want to edit out all those 5 minutes of like nothing burger talking, let me put this back on screen. The only thing really I wanted to talk about last was like, I don't think it's a problem, but again, I do find it. Maybe I'm measuring the financials wrong, but it is like, again, I don't know where I was expecting financially this movie to make, but I am just surprised, as I've said before. Now that we're a month out, basically, and even though again Sega did the full investment, game reference DLC, game with Shadow, like it couldn't have been more synergistic, and it's done marginally well. Like Nintendo didn't have this much synergy.
Well, like the funny thing is,
you know what I mean. Like Nintendo didn't even have that much synergy yet, and they still were able to knock it. I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised that with Shadow, with Keanu Reeves, with Jim Carrey, with Sonic,
with Generation selling over 1 million copies.
Yeah, like that's what I'm surprised about. It's like, wow, like, you know, there was a lot.
Well, like the thing about it's tracking, like it's only like every time like I hear about this movie's tracking, it's in comparison to Mufasa, and every time I hear about Mufasa's tracking, it's in compared to Sonic 3. Like it's a full-out war, and it's like I guess it gets more headlines. It's like Mufasa 3 is over Sonic, Sonic's over Mufasa 3, and
I've myself been doing that as well. So.
Yeah. But like it's about between the two, not like if they're successful alone by themselves. But I think as of right now, Sonic 3 has officially made more domestically than Mufasa. I've seen that report today.
That's where it stands right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Domestically.
Because people have been celebrating that too with like, look, like people have been saying, oh yeah, like I believe Sonic 3 is just now crossed, or this upcoming week will have crossed the Sonic 2 domestic numbers, and it's like that's great. That's absolutely great.
It's a better movie. I like it.
I still think again, like I like the first Foe, and I think Eggman was better in the second movie. There's more references for you guys.
I originally liked the second movie better, but after fun. Well, actually, that speaks to it. If I've seen this multiple times, I like it better. Like, yeah, that speaks to a movie.
That's fair.
If like after seeing it a second time, it gets better for me.
Yeah.
And like even after seeing it the fourth time, even though I just watched it a week before, I was still enjoying it.
Right.
But now I'm good. If I see it another time, I'm like I'm done. I'm tired.
But I will say one of the main points is like again like, my big question is I think Sonic 4 will make money. That's I think guaranteed. But my question is, and I think Paramount has to ask this question too, like, we got the most edgy, hyped character that even normies know about, and it only did marginally better than 2 so far. With no competition, except for Mufasa, really. And it only did marginally better than its predecessor. Now the focus is Amy and whatever. Like the story now has to be because gamers now, like we know now, like this is the most evidence ever. We could do as much to reference gaming as possible, but this is our peak. This is literally like right here. This is the peak of what potentially you can get if you alarm gamers as much as possible to go out there and play a game or watch a movie. I mean, this is as much as you're going to get for Sonic. So the next thing has to be, how can we get more normies to watch the next one?
Okay,
because this is fine. This was fine, but like if I'm Paramount, I'm looking at this like, I mean, like I was just working like a couple of years ago. I was working with fucking Bay and making $1 billion, no problem. Why is this only making fucking a quarter of that, half that? Like, what's going on? Like, and we spent a lot of advertising dollars on this, and Sega worked their tail off to advertise this too. What the hell's going on with the fact that we put a lot of marketing budget into this? We were at the Game Awards, we did DLC, we did all this, and we still, like, people love it, but like, I need, like, the fourth movie, it can't be, like, we did this now. We now we've yearned to gamers to go do this, and there's probably not going to be, there may or may not be a tie-in game revolving around this. Or not a tie-in, but a game like we talked about during the first review. But my question is Amy big enough to, like, give you the are you going to make more than a Shadow tag-in movie? Like this should have been the biggest thing ever for Sonic. Is Amy going to be the thing that somehow does better? because I'm curious. I'm like, is this the plateau, or are we gonna?
I can tell you right now, Amy's not as big as Shadow, but here's the thing. She's an iconic character.
Yes.
But in terms of favoritism.
But no, she's nowhere close.
But like, here's the thing. In terms of like how the movies are going, because this is the fourth one, and like also another thing is we are not guaranteed to get Jim Carrey back.
Except with that too.
Yeah, but the thing is, they already is like the first three movies already got high positive praise.
Yes.
People already are into them. You can see by the numbers that like they got the amount of people they want to see him. So these people are going to be like returning to this franchise. The only thing they have to worry about is
competing.
Besides that, obviously it's like in terms of what they're doing themselves, synergy. As in, keep up the synergy with the movies. If there's some kind of
does that matter?
I
don't think it does. No, because it's only doing.
It helps.
It's only it is done marginally better than its predecessor that didn't have anything surrounding it in comparison. I mean, this got a full marketing, full merch push in comparison to its predecessor, and it's only done that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're not seeing comparative
I'm not
results.
saying it's a crutch. It's not. I'm not saying like it's going to.
But why?
It's going to it's a definitive factor, but it definitely helps and it adds to it. And like you, and what they did with Shadow, especially with Generation selling 1 million copies.
Yes.
That really helped.
Well, it didn't help. Again, it didn't help financially, but it helped the morale of Sonic in general. It helped the morale of people understanding what Sonic is. That's the positive, but it didn't help financially the actual film itself. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, but it still got people in butts in the seats.
No, it did. That's what I'm saying is it didn't, because if it did, we would have seen a noticeable difference between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3's financials. Whereas I believe Sonic 2 still had a larger opening. Did it beat Sonic 2's opening weekend?
I don't know. Check. I'll pause it.
My point being is...
My point was it would just be successful in general.
Well, yes, but if you're going to put a bunch of money into marketing, which is, all right, let's tag team with Sega and make sure that we're on the same page here, make sure that we're all... That costs money. That costs money to make sure everything's firing on all cylinders. We're going to hit these release dates. We're going to push our hardest to make sure that there's DLC lined up at this date. We're going to be at Game Awards. We're going to be all over the place. We're going to talk to AMC to have a pre-roll ad for Sonic 3 advertising. That's like you're pouring a lot into marketing around the movie, but you're only getting, let's say you got 10 million more than you did with Sonic 2, which did not do that as much at all. Maybe they did a fraction of that. It's like, okay, do we go all out like we did last time, or do we just say, okay, we can go at a fraction of the pace and we can try to make more off the fact that we don't have to market as much?
Well, that's also competition. Also, Sonic 2 came out in a completely different season. Sonic 2 came out on April 22nd.
Well, of course. That's another thing that's another thing on Paramount, though. That's just release date. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but that's
their choice. I'm not sure where we talk. So are you talking about just Paramount or just on Sega's part?
I'm talking about on Paramount and Sega's part, but mostly on Paramount. My point being is whether it came out in spring or came out because we saw Sonic.
Are we talking about just to keep the franchise just successful in general, or just make it more money than it?
I'm saying
I think it's just successful if it just makes money.
If I'm one of these extreme capitalists that want as much money as possible, and I'm looking at 10 years ago, we had a franchise known as Transformers that did more after more after more after more, and each of them were crossing $1 billion. And then you look at Sonic, and we just spent more money than we ever had on marketing, and we poured it all in, and we worked with Sega to make sure that all this is going all out, and we're pouring this much marketing in. And as a result, we're not getting a major difference. Like, this was not 2 times as much as Sonic 2. This did not make 5 times as much as Sonic 2.
Well, that's a hard comparison because the landscape is way different now in terms of theaters. Just like,
it's
a number one grossing.
In fact, it's healthier. Right now, this year, this current time, it's healthier than it was in 22 when people were just coming out of the COVID timeline.
Well, yeah, for Sonic, I mean, but you're talking about the Transformers comparison. The sequels making more money on top of each other.
Yeah.
That was a different landscape back then with the Transformers stuff. So.
But it still is a comparative. If you're going to talk about, okay, we tagged with Hasbro, we have a property, we're making successful money off this. How much money are we making off this? Tenfold the amount. We're working now with Paramount. We're working now with Sega. We've got this property. We're working together. How much are we making off of this? Well, we're making marginal money off this. It's popular. People love it. But it's not, it is just beyond break even. As in, like, you know, you're just getting double. Now, we are past the point of just getting double. We are now at profitable. And once you get into profitable, you're fine. You don't need to worry about it. But if I'm Sega, I'm thinking, or if I'm a Paramount executive, I'm thinking, okay, this is everyone apparently says that Shadow is one of the most known characters in all of the Sonic lore. And it did marginally better than the previous movie that didn't have him in it. And the next movie may not have Jim Carrey in it. And Shadow didn't do that much to change the wave financially of the Sonic franchise. I'm not saying this is terrible, but I'm saying that looking at the forecast, you've got Amy, you're probably going to rely more on these CG characters, which is great. But I'm curious, especially if you're going in a competitive situation again, like, video game fans are going to be on this, yes. Casuals that know about Sonic are going to be on this, yes. But, like, and again, to me, this is the franchise of the decade right here. Because of how well it's, like, what it's been doing, how it reacted 2020 to 2022 to now 2024. But, like, okay, like,
there's a lot of different factors. It's also getting people into the theaters because it was the number one. It was like the number one movie it came out.
But if it's a shit weekend, then who cares if it's number one? And no, here's the thing: it was a great weekend, but the weekend numbers are compared to Sonic 2, which means that Shadow, a major mascot character, did not do as much. Like, again, we talked about this. This should have been huge. Should have been a major deal, and it's like. It was a huge deal, but it still didn't get people. That's what I'm saying. Is if I am Paramount, again, I'm thinking this should have made $500 million by now. If the way that people were talking about it, like, I'm just kind of like, wow, like where's the traction? Like, because it's still, people are getting after it, and that's great. And by the end, it might make $1 billion. Again, we saw Elemental, good word of mouth. That thing got itself great. And this is not in the Elemental state, but I'm saying that, you know, over the months it might do that.
And we're just talking about domestically, right?
No, international.
Oh, internationally is going to be, like, iffy because, like I said, Sonic is not...
Well, even if it's not, but I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying is they need those people, everyone else, to want to see this movie. And if the third movie in this franchise still wasn't enough, even with Shadow the Hedgehog, to pull the needle that much further, it's like, what is... Alright, so this movie, I'm sorry, I would just say, like, hey, Sonic 4, it's gonna make money, but I'd like to see more... I'm just, again, greedy executive. I'd like to see this make more money quicker than it did last time. That's all I'm saying. Like, and because it's like, it's doing very well, but it's like, you know...
at this point, like, shift towards a territory that's just making the most money for you, and you strike. Because, like, they were desperate this time because they also named it in Japan called Tokyo Mission, and you know,
interesting. Okay.
In Japan it's called Sonic the Hedgehog, it's just called Sonic the Hedgehog Tokyo Mission, not even Sonic the Hedgehog 3, because they're really trying to advertise it to Japan, because like, you know, they don't really care for Sonic all that much. And it's possible the domestic fall off was because, hey, you know, the people outside of the domestic, like, they really don't care for Sonic, and they saw this like, okay, I know what the franchise is about. I really don't care for this anymore. By the third one, I'm not going to even hop on. And they're probably just going to veer towards just like tending to like the people that are making the money. I think Pacific, like even Pacific Rim was going that direction because like. The Pacific Rim first one made a lot of money in China. Yeah. So the second one was like, Chinese people were all about you. We got like a star Chinese actor. We got like Chinese people in here.
And it didn't turn out, right?
Honestly, it wasn't a really good movie in general.
Yeah.
But like, I think it like, cause like my point was it wasn't like gonna be like it probably wasn't gonna keep going like higher and higher.
Yeah.
Because again, it is iffy with other territories again, but the most money it's going to make is in America and Europe because we love Sonic. Can't get enough of that thing. Everywhere else, Japan everywhere else I'm just kind of indifferent. And then, if you go to, like, you look at Mario, everyone loves Mario. That's why they play it safe, and they just
nailed it, even if...
Everyone loves Mario.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Pokemon. Detective Pikachu just makes a lot of money everywhere.
Even if it was the most boring movie ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mario was the safest movie ever made.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Agreed.
I think it's going, like, my thing is where I was going is, it's going to be, how are they going to keep success is just keep the synergy going. Just like whatever they're advertising in that movie, they put that as a feature in one of their games or whatever. Like it's the next movie's all about Amy. We'll just make Amy a bigger playable character or a bigger part in our game or next game or something. Just keep the synergy going. And the other part was try not to oversaturate with this particular franchise because. It'll become like the same problem with like Marvel and Star Wars, where it's like, this franchise is everywhere. I can see it anytime. It's like too much. I'm not caught up with it. Or there's another problem of like, we have this at home. We hey, I want to see Star Wars in the theater. We have Star Wars at home. Let's see Marvel in the theater. We have Marvel at home. We don't need to see it in the theater. I'm not going all the way out to the theater to see this. We got ton of Sonic stuff coming to streaming right now.
Yes.
So just like be careful about the oversaturation.
It's a tough balance. Agreed. Right. Like.
Yeah. So oversaturation and synergy. Yeah.
And again, this sounds like it sounded like I'm don't want to make it sound like I'm raining on the parade, even though it sounded like that. It's just a curious. We come back to this in 2027 or 2026, whenever this next film is expected to hit, and it's like, okay, just a curiosity of like, all right, like
in terms of making money, making big money worldwide,
and what are you
that was always going to be a tough sell for Sonic.
Yeah, and it's like, what are you competing with, and where are you putting this? Because I don't think winter is a Sonic time period. I think that the spring time period that they had, where they were kind of soaking up the early stuff, like that kind of was a better window, I think, for them. Like it worked with, obviously Sonic, you can't really compare it because Sonic 1, it was COVID, but like I think you get a better traction window because you lead right into the you are a couple months before the summer season and people are waiting to see a movie, whereas by the end of the year it's like we were all excited, but like it's like it's right there at Christmas, and it's
my theory is it came out in December 20th because of the synergy they wanted with the game. Like it's possible like the game wasn't going to be finished until
late year.
Until late in the year, and it was like, okay, we'll have it out a little bit after the game, like either during the game or after the game, so that way we have that synergy we can sell. And it worked for the game a lot, and and the movie over here made a lot of money still, so it did help over here, just again domestically.
Yeah. And again,
not domestically, outside domestic.
Internationally.
International.
And again, I like how I do like the idea of they've been giving us ideas like, all right, they're gonna go space wise. Again, they've done a lot with Earth. I think we're I like the direction. I love what they're doing with Sonic right now. I like what they're doing. I just want I'd like to see them. I think I'm just mad. I really wanted them to beat Mufasa, and Mufasa.
They have domestic.
Mufasa being a fine movie, I thought would have still been beaten by a good Sonic movie, and like it's being outbeaten by $100 million. Whether that's domestic, international, it's end of the day you've been beaten by like $100 million, and that means that a lot of people just. Still, like you said, it's like internationally they don't care, but it still visually looked fun enough to get people, and it didn't get enough people. So, I anytime you get a rivalry, it's like I prefer a side to win.
No, I wouldn't really exactly look for it. It was still successful. I think like it's like even if it doesn't keep making more money, I think it still makes enough to just keep going.
Yes,
because it's still making money, and it's not like it's like just barely breaking even. Because like if it gets to that point, that's when it will just start. We'll have to start slow down, or we'll have to take desperate measures.
Exactly.
I don't like.
Like for instance, like that really bad the mid Transformers movie that everyone keeps saying is good. For some reason.
I mean, we're talking about Transformers. Like when Rise of the Beast didn't make much. How much Rise of the Beast did Rise of the Beast make much? Because like Hasbro canceled shit. I don't think that made very much.
No, it did not.
And that
Rise of, dude, it's been sinking ever since it sunk. Again, like Transformers, everyone is vocally loud, but Bumblebee, I think, made money. But Rise of the Beast and then fucking One have both been bombs. So it's like.
And is that G.I. Joe movie still in production, or did they stop?
It's still in production. I think they're thinking
That's probably the last one. Then.
You do a crossover. I think they think they're still gonna make money.
Okay, so that's gonna be the last one. Cause I think Hasbro, it's like they're quitting after that.
Doing a reset. You said doing a reset?
No, they're probably quitting after that because Hasbro said like we don't want to license out these fucking movies anymore. Because they're not.
What happened to the Hot Wheels movie that's confirmed?
I don't know.
Because Hasbro isn't Hasbro. No, that's Mattel. I'm sorry.
That's what.
Yeah, different.
Because they're still making Barbie too, even though Greta Gerwig was like, I only had an idea for one.
Well, that's how it sadly goes.
And I'm like, I really liked the first Barbie movie. I didn't need a second.
I hope it goes the way.
I didn't need a second fucking Lego movie either, and that was just okay.
I hope it goes the way of Joker, where it.
They'll probably do it better.
They'll
Honestly, they'll probably do it better.
Yes. I'm just looking at.
Because it's actually a comedy, so.
Yes. Sonic movie franchise. Sonic, Sonic film series. Where's the financials?
Is this podcast material? Should we keep this in when you look on the computer?
No.
Probably not yet.
Sorry, I forgot you're editing. Pause. Resume. Currently, it's sitting, and again, it still has time. Quite a little. I mean, Dogman's gonna come out. It's gonna take attention away, but it's still it'll sink financially, but it'll still make some money off the back end slowly. It's very close to dominating globally Sonic 2, but the fact that it's taking this long, I'm like, okay, like, you know. Its budget also was larger than any previous movie too, so if you're gonna even make more, you've got to make more than your even though it's a $10 million, $12 million increase from Sonic 2, it's like, okay, so you've done that, you're still sitting behind your previous movie. You've got to reach a little higher to show, okay, we're getting more people. More people are actually going out because tickets cost more than they did in 2022. So hypothetically, this should be making more because you're going to make more per dollar per ticket. You know, so yeah.
Tickets got more expensive.
Between 2022 and 2024, yes.
I didn't notice because
just generally inflation based, yes. Yeah. So currently just sitting very close to beating it. In fact, by this upcoming weekend, it should have beat Sonic 2 internationally. But again, it needs to make a little more. It has crossed $1 billion. That's good. Like the whole franchise has crossed $1 billion. So, you know. And it is the highest reviewed Sonic movie so far, which it deserves to be. Like you said, like again, like I absolutely understand people. So, indeed. All right.
Here, we're slowing down.
Yeah, I didn't have a point. I was just looking at the last financials. All right, Mark, you can wrap.
Oh, there.
You can wrap.
My camera keeps fixing itself.
It was like, yeah, that's been happening for like since your previous when was that? Since we were talking Nosferatu, because I did like a little box. I had the box next to your box, and then it was like you're doing the. All right, Mark, send them away. I appreciate you guys for watching.
All right, well, yeah, watch Sonic 3 in ScreenX.
Please watch Sonic 3. Make some more money.
Sonic 3 in ScreenX because it's funny. Buy the DVD so I can make DVD sales, even though they don't fucking care for physical media. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Pay for renting.
Sure.
Pay a bunch of money. Give it a bunch of money on the renting service.
I'll tell you what. I just don't like the increase of people that are going out and like it's getting louder and vocal. Like we want physical media, but it's increasing the cost of fucking DVD. It's like you guys weren't actually interested. Stop fucking doing this shit because people are buying these DVDs as an investment, not because they're fans. They're waiting for the bubble to rise so they can sell them all off. Like I don't like this shit. Don't like it one bit.
I only seen that with like I've seen that. I'm seeing that with like
VHS tapes too.
I'm not seeing that with VHS tapes. Barely.
It's happening. Yeah. It's.
But like I'm seeing that with some shows I can't get my hands on. Like the season 1 DVD to Clone High is like scalped up to like fuck because it's rare. You can't find it. I feel like HBO Max is gonna get rid of it soon.
Fuck.
So.
I mean,
I'm probably just gonna get like a fan-made DVD. It doesn't matter. Like this shit doesn't matter. I'm just like, if it's out of print, then I'm just like fan-made ones. Okay, I got Sam and Max DVDs out of print. I have fan-made
Max and Ruby.
Fan-made Sam and Max fucking thing. Fucking Blu-ray.
You yourself are getting as blurry as your screen was. But guys, you can find me at Bryan the Baltimorean. You can find me here at Screen Buzz Podcast. You can find this man working.
No, it's just a financial.
Yeah, there's no, it's all good. We'll just send it here. Mark, where can they find you?
K9biscuits.com. That's K9biscuits.com. I'm on Blue Sky and on Twitter as well. Thank you.
Cool beans.
All right, logging out, everybody. Get out of here.